Hi there, I'm Tony Potts, host of the Real Estate Masters Virtual Summit. Have you always wanted to own and invest in real estate but didn't know where to start? Are you struggling to close your first deal? Or maybe you are a seasoned real estate agent trying to break the $100 million ceiling? Which stage of your real estate career are you in? Our experts will be the guide for you to master your journey and build off their success. 42 of the world's very best titans of real estate to guide you to prosperity. Now, whether you're a realtor, passive investor, multifamily syndicator, work with distressed properties, luxury property, commercial real estate, legal, financing, and more, if you're involved in real estate, we have exactly what you need to take your game to new heights.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the next episode of Real Estate Master Summit Podcast. I'm Damian Cole, your host. Today we have Gil Sperling from South Africa. He's the co-founder and co-CEO of Flow, a Proptech company that goes straight to the source of the largest social platforms in the world to match people with property. Gil has some really good insight on advertising in this day and age. We did a great podcast. I hope you enjoy it. All right, let's do it. All right. Hi, everybody. This is the Real Estate Masters Summit podcast. I have a good guy, Gil Sperling from South Africa right now on the podcast. He is the co-CEO of Flow, a Proptech marketing platform. So Gil, welcome.
Having me, Damien.
All right. So Gil, why don't you tell us a little bit about Flow, man? Tell me what do you do with it?
Cool. So Flow is like you say, it's a Proptech marketing platform. Essentially, we help developers and estate agencies, real estate agencies, to market themselves and to tap into social platforms where we all are. An opportunity that is, I think, well missed by the industry. Essentially, what the technology does is it automates the creation of ads on these platforms. I mean, you mentioned South Africa. That's right. There are 23 million South Africans on Facebook, which is about half the population. We all know, the Facebook family of apps is almost 3 billion people now. So and we're all highly engaged across them: Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. And so again, back to what it does is it automates the creation of listing ads on Facebook and generates leads for agencies, for developers of property, as well as helps them build their brand. So it's that's the short of it.
Wow, that's really important to save time and get your stuff out there on Facebook. Everyone uses Facebook. Probably more than 23 million.
Well, again, in South Africa, it is around 23 million, and globally, it is almost 3 billion. It's a tremendous number, but the issue, we all know Facebook's one of the biggest businesses in the world because other businesses are spending their marketing budget with Facebook, with Google, etc. And that tipping point has come already years ago, where businesses are spending their marketing budgets on these platforms, and more than 50% of it, and more than 70% of their digital budget is going to Facebook and Google. But the property industry hasn't reached that tipping point. And the reason is that if you take a look at an estate agency, a real estate agency, who generally are like a small medium business, to imagine what they actually have to do if they've got 100 property listings that they're trying to sell, and 20, 30 agents, who is going to sit and create 100 ads and 30 ads for each agent? It is impossible. And because of that fragmentation, because of how fragmented this industry is, it's been very difficult for property businesses to market themselves on Facebook. And that's where we stepped in. We've automated it. And so an agency has the ability, from signing up to being live with hundreds of ads targeted at the right individuals in a matter of hours. So that's where we come in. That's where we've enabled that industry and unlocking value.
Nice, man. Yeah, that's high value stuff, man. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, it is. Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous to make your own ad if you gotta make 30, 40 ads, you know. Yeah. So Flo, is it only in South Africa right now, or are you rolling out worldwide, or how far
Yeah.
are you going?
Yes, I mean we're still in early stage startup, although we've had some really good traction. So with this specific product, we've been out in the market for just under a year. So yes, we're focusing on South Africa, but it's borderless. It's borderless.
Yeah.
The the requirements really are for us to integrate to an estate agent's website or property developer's website, which is really an integration to just a few. Generally property businesses have listing management systems that they already use. In South Africa, we've done the integration to, we've got full footprint. But as we move to any other region, that integration is a matter of days, and that opens up to hundreds of businesses for us. So we already are doing business abroad, but in surrounding countries in Africa, mainly because when we deal with the top franchises like Remax, they quickly open up, not only Remax South Africa, but Remax Mauritius, Remax Zimbabwe, and Namibia, which are bordering countries, and those immediate relationships are there. But again, it's a borderless business. Our ambition is global right now in South Africa, just because of our stage of business.
Yeah, well, I'd love to have it out here, man, because I do a little property stuff out here, and yeah, you put the Facebook ad, and it would be great to just have everything in one place like that. Yeah, I hope you definitely come out to Asia, Southeast Asia, man, soon. I'll use it.
100%.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. So have you done any other startups? You've had how
I
many
have.
other startups?
Yes, I've had a couple, but I've had one particular successful one. So my background is actually engineering. I'm a software engineer,
Nice.
and so I'll just see this background light a bit.
Yeah.
Let's just fix that up. I'm a software engineer, and I started my first business just out of varsity. It's called Popeye Media. It is still a Facebook partner. We were the only partner in Africa for Facebook, a technical partner, and we developed ad technology that automated. Again, that's where the background is and the relevance. We automated the creation and management of Facebook advertising, but for the big brands. So our clients were Unilever, Nestle, BMW, etc. And we exited that business, fortunately, to a listed group, a French listed group called Publicis. And from there, we kind of knew and understood that property is obviously a massively valuable industry, but the least innovated on in terms of technology, which just means there is so much value to unlock in property. So Proptech is a massive trend right now, just because of the opportunity. And taking our expertise of marketing, we honed down and focused specifically on property, which is highly nuanced and therefore requires this focus. And again, we've had some good traction and good success with what we're doing.
I believe it, man. Because the big one, Airbnb, they they took over. Let's say they were the first one to do it. So the tenants could pay rent, and they get a grade. Is that how it works? How does it exactly work?
So I mean, I guess that's the backstory to Flow. When we first came together to try and figure out which the immediate problems that we could solve, we took the approach of going rental first. And Flow was initially a rental platform. We'd built a tenant app where the tenant would get rewarded and earn points and get rewarded for being a better tenant, for paying their rent on time, for looking after their place, for renewing their lease. Obviously, that means profitability for the landlord, and the landlord would obviously contribute to be able to reward the tenant. We part of that vision was always like, once we built up that critical mass of landlords and tenants, was to then turn on search, the ability for tenants to find landlords or places to stay, and for landlords to identify better behaved tenants, because now we've got that data in the system. And we launched search. We built it up to 100,000 tenants in a matter of a few months. We launched search literally 2 weeks before lockdown, before COVID hit us all. So, at that point, the industry shut down completely. In South Africa, you couldn't even move. You couldn't move to a new apartment. The deeds office shut down. So any properties were in the middle of a transaction were in absolute lockdown. So during that time, we continued to try and establish relationships and product market fits with the search product. And we quickly realized that, we had this critical mass of 100,000 tenants and qualified, good, well-behaved tenants. But we learned that, we're still up against the incumbent portals, the Zillows of South Africa, called Property 24, Private Property. Those are the names of the incumbent portals, who have millions of visitors every month. But, we're at 100,000. And that's when we said, how are we going to compete with those guys? Only if we back Facebook, who have 23 million, and literally 3 or 4x what these guys have. And so we integrated to Facebook. That's my background. I know that's like the back of my hand, that world. And I know how to find the buyers and the tenants on Facebook. And so search became that. And with it, when we approached the estate agencies, they said, well, very nice. The rental and all, it's a part of our business, but we make money when we sell property. And that's most estate agents, which is when we accelerated the rollout of sales, which was always part of the roadmap. But, the market told us one thing, and we have to move in that direction. And that's how we found product market fit. And that rental part that you said earlier, where you get rewarded for rent, the search part right now has been so successful that we've actually parked that rental app for a bit. We may bring it back. We're a startup, 10, 15, 15 of us now. And we're bootstrapped, and we went hard into the search part because it is such a massive pain in the market. There's such a massive pain for estate agencies to find sellers, to find buyers, to, again, you probably know very well that different markets, either a seller market or a buyer market, depending on the supply and demand. In any case, you need to market yourself, and you need to be the dominant brand. And we've enabled this platform for the market, and we've seen roaring success with it, gratefully. Budgets that are spent on flow across these platforms. So yes, I think in summary, we simplified a complex concept, but also we verticalized it for property, which was another difficult thing. Just the last point of that, I'm just thinking now, is that a buyer or a buyer goes through a long consideration phase, right? Of viewing different properties and making a big decision. I mean, it's a big life decision, and a seller as well. Should I list? Should we list our property for sale? Should we not? Should we go with Remax? Should we go with Keller Williams? Right. So that's a long decision. And the point is, performance marketing with a long cycle. It's the same as buying a car. You test driving. Is it this brand? Is it BMW? Is it Merc? Is it so what we've managed to do with performance marketing for property is to bring that nuance, that long consideration cycle, to a return on investment environment within these digital platforms.
Nice, yeah. Because we would when I used to do sales for a gym, and people would so first my boss would tell me, every call you get, that's $100 that we spend on advertising for every incoming call. And and if you don't book that person, we just wasting $100 if you don't get them in the door. So, and then these people would come in and they love the gym. They'd say, oh, okay, I want to think about it. Let me think about it. I'll be back. I'll be like, oh, that's the be back bus. Once you get on that be back bus, they're never coming back. So yeah, once you got to get them not trapped, but you got to, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? You got to keep them.
super measured, super ruthless about your investment.
Yeah.
And that is really what it's about. I mean, that's what business is about. Property businesses is you're running a business, and that's the bottom line.
Yeah. ROI, man, you need it. So Gil, I want to play when I wrap up, I like to do a little word association game. We'll do a quick one with you. I know you're busy. So let's get this. So I'm gonna give you a word, and then you could reply with one word, or you could go off on a tangent, whatever you like. So I've been playing this with all our guests. So all right. First word is billboards.
Old.
Nice. All right. Second word is Airbnb.
Innovation.
Nice.
Yeah, and I must say, Airbnb is that we feel it as property, because it's somewhere that you stay. But what they've actually done is revolutionize the travel industry. And I mean, there's no going back on how we behave now when it comes to travel. And I do believe that basic human the human need of where you live is going to transform in a very similar way with their innovation and evolution of Proptech. So yes, I think innovation is keyword there as well.
Innovation. That was going to be one of my words. All right. All right. Let me give you a different. Entrepreneur.
Boxing.
I like that. It is, bro. You get beat up and you gotta get up, bro.
But then there's a great reward at the end for all of us in society and for the entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Growth. It's another good word to associate with entrepreneurship.
Nice. Yeah, I like boxing. That was awesome. I like that one. Okay. Let's see. One more. Failure.
Learning.
Nice. Yes, bro. I like that, bro. It's never a failure. It's always just a learning experience, right?
Yeah, it's another signal. It's another data point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't let it get you down. What was that? Who was that? Michael Jordan has a good quote I was looking at the other day. I missed 9,000 shots in my career or something, man. Oh my God. Yeah. Failure is just a learning experience, man. I wish I had that quote in front of me. I should write it on my wall or something. Yeah, man. Okay. So Gil, thanks for being on the podcast, man. I'll keep tabs, and I want to see this flow growing, man. I want it out here, man. Can't wait.
Yeah, we'll definitely see you in the East for sure.
Cool. All right. Thanks, Gil. Okay. Talk to you soon, bro. On the next episode of the Real Estate Masters Summit podcast.
It's about simple, and that's one of our core values is simple. And we've had to, we get tempted sometimes, and our customers, the clients that we've had, tell us, like, we're so glad that you hold to that you stay true to the simple part, that you guys keep it simple and don't get bogged down, because the big complaint is making the transition from a more manual or spreadsheet approach to managing your leads and deals to a software system or a CRM system. The big complaint is, I feel like I'm spending more time figuring this stupid thing out and setting it all up and answering questions from my team about how to use the thing and what we're supposed to do and fixing it when it breaks, fixing the connections to other stuff, that I feel like I'm doing more work than I was before.